Good day, traders. This is Rich with some price action on the market. It's currently 4:40 p.m., April 28th, 2021. A day of chop once again. FOMC, crazy earnings. Is this market going to improve? Question mark. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel, liking the video, share the video, and comment on the video. Yes, I am saying that for real. Is this market going to improve? I keep hearing that. Yeah, it's going to get better. It's going to get better. I mean, in 2020, we all had it pretty good, right? And now it's just like really frustrating price action where we're not getting much follow through, or like we're getting in trades and they're not really working, but they're working and they get out and then they come in later. It's just like a total mixed bag. And then, on Monday I had that toxic video. Feeling pretty good today. I didn't do very well, but I ended up in a little bit of a green spot. But at the same time, I avoided the chop as much as possible. I did take a bunch of trades, though. I avoided the early morning action, which kind of threw people off a little bit. I mean, if you look at it, 164 down. 39 down on the NASDAQ and flat pretty much on the SPX. We had FOMC and I was just able to play it even, and I ended up the day with a solid 48 bucks. This COF trade, it's kind of annoying because it did work. It was a pullback here and I got in a little bit early, and if it kind of went down, I was like, oh shoot, this one's not going to go. And then it did go. It was on a smaller time frame, which is, I've switched a little bit of my time frame price action trades from, mainly 5 minutes. Well, I usually trade 2 minutes in the morning. But now I'm on a 5 minute, and in the morning I'm on a 1 minute. So it's like actually a perfect setup coming down to this VWAP area, and I just didn't take advantage of it. So if you look at it on a 1 minute, let's just go through it real quick. Here it is. On smaller time frames, you can really see the price action coming down to VWAP on this little spot, but you can see it kind of chopped around. This is not something small, 140. Well, maybe this wasn't where I got in, because this really worked out. And this is where I really want to look for on 5 minutes. Coming off 2 minute charts, but like the 5 minute pullback, yeah, it was 2 candles down. I don't know. I just got chopped around and lost 106 bucks. How about that? I forgot exactly what happened. I traded BTX a couple times. I was up and then I was down. BTX was the biggest mover of the day as of yesterday too, and it just made these significant moves. It did have some trade setups in it, and especially coming down here through this little wedging move, and then but it just was tough because it was really spready. And it's just a tough trader. So Tesla, I tried shorting it on some news. It wasn't like a news event, but it was kind of a news event. OCGN, I'm not sure what happened there. Disney was kind of a toxic trade based on, I'll tell you in a second. And then the good stuff, PLX and MVIS, several trades in MVIS coming up to this area on this pullback here. And MVIS is one of those trades that it's pretty choppy and whippy, and I did not get this huge move here, which would have been really nice, and I kind of just kept going. All the other guys were little scout plays. PLX was a news play right here. I was able to get in. Basically, they had bad news, and then they said, oh, wait, the news wasn't that bad. So once I heard that, it gapped up or shot up and then halted. And I got in after the halt and ran it up for a few bucks. I got 80 on that. I don't know. MO was a news play. But the biggest miss today, just the way things have been going lately, I said to my bud, I said, hey, make sure there's no calls or anything while I'm gone. I'm leaving for 20 minutes. I had to go do something for 20 minutes. And then there was news on GM and Blink. Blink, who's probably one of the harder EV traders, can be very spready, had news and just shot to the moon. 37.50 to 40.50, 3 points in 5 minutes or 10 minutes or so. And, I walk away. Today sucked in terms of news, terms of anything really fluid. And that was the one that I walked away for. I did have lunch, so I went upstairs for for a little bit. And, you know, it's the type of thing where I'm like, okay, I'm here all freaking day, and this is the one I miss for real. And I know it's going to happen. I miss trades all the time. I'm not worried about that. But I was like, this was just a dragging, boring chop city. I'm happy to be up $48, to be honest with you, versus being down 300 or something like that, or even $1,000, because I could have gone in heavy. I could have been doing something stupid, but I'm learning that that's not necessary. Don't want to get more toxic than I am. Anyway, that's my day. I did have an interesting trade after an earnings trade. Remember yesterday I took the AMD trade and made $72 on 25 shares. Gapped up pretty good here. My exit was 88.56 yesterday on the news. Pretty good. 25 shares made like $75. And today one of the picks was Qualcomm. It was the one I liked the best. And you can see what it did after hours, just shot to the moon again. I don't know about the spike down, because I don't think the price action actually went down this far, but I can't be too on it. I can't be too sure about that. But here on my E-Trade account, 20 shares, because it's a little bit more expensive than AMD. So I don't know, 20. I'm going small. So if it did drop, 10 points, max will lose is $200. Obviously, the bigger price stocks, I'll protect myself. And I'm just kind of, it's almost like a 50-50 chance if it just goes flat or just kind of just meanders or whatever. But 20 shares, 137.03 at the end of the day, probably at like 3:58 p.m. Eastern Standard Time I bought that, and it was shot up to 143.65. So my biggest point winner in a long time on 20 shares, and that pulled in $132 on my retirement account, which is nice. Nice little trade there, and I will take it. So that pretty much sums up my day, sums up this Wednesday hump day. And you guys have a good one. Make sure you subscribe for new, like the video, share the video, and comment in the video. And I will be back tomorrow, Thursday. Time is flying.